Om Shanti. Good morning.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Shanti, Om Shanti.
Shanti. So we listened to Baba's Murli for 25th January 2025. So 25/1/25. The essence is, sweet children, in order to pass with good marks, you students must become active and make effort. In order to pass with good marks, you students must become active and make some effort. You students, laziness is for those who remember their friends and relatives throughout the day. Laziness is for those who remember their friends and relatives throughout the day. So one is laziness, then the other is carelessness, then there's procrastination. We'll do it tomorrow, later. So Baba says all these are from the 5 main vices. There are the other 5, which is jealousy, carelessness, laziness, right? Making excuses. So all these are subtle. They become very subtle. The question is, who are said to be the most fortunate at the confluence age? Answer, those who have used everything in a worthwhile way by giving their bodies, minds, and wealth. And those who are still doing this are said to be the most fortunate. It is understood of those who are very miserly that this is not in their fortune. They don't understand that destruction is standing ahead of them and that they should do something worthwhile. Fortunate children understand that the Father has personally come in front of them, and so they use everything in a worthwhile way. By remaining courageous, they become instruments to create the fortune of many others. We know the courage of Brahma Baba, where he surrendered everything for Shiv Baba, for this godly task, for this seva. It needs a lot of courage to do that. And Baba says that by remaining courageous, you become instruments to create fortune of others. So when I have the courage to use everything I have in a worthwhile way, to surrender my body, mind, and wealth towards the seva, towards the service, then I'm able to create fortune of others also. Because, right, if I'm using my money to open a center, if I'm using the money I have to, to contribute towards big programs, then others come and their fortune is elevated. So this is how seva is done. So Baba says, this needs courage. This also needs a lot of understanding of the knowledge, faith in Baba, right? The song is, I have come with my fortune awakened. Om Shanti. You children are now creating your fortune. Sri Krishna's name was put in the Gita, and this is why those versions say that God Krishna says, I teach you Raj Yoga. However, there could have been no versions of God Sri Krishna, because Sri Krishna is the aim and objective. I make you into King of Kings was said by God Shiv. Because Sri Krishna is in Golden Age. And in Golden Age, Sri Krishna doesn't need to speak any versions to anyone. He doesn't need to uplift anyone. He's not teaching Raj Yoga to anyone. So who said these words? These words are spoken by God Shiv. Therefore, Krishna would definitely have first of all been made a prince, and so there was no God Krishna to speak. Krishna is the aim and objective of you children. This is a school. God is teaching you, and you are becoming princes and princesses. The Father says, I give you this knowledge at the end of your many births in order for you to become Sri Krishna again. Shiv Baba and not Sri Krishna is the teacher at this school. So who teaches in this school? It is Shiv Baba, not Sri Krishna. It is Shiv Baba who establishes the deity religion. You children say that you have come here to create your fortune. You souls know that you have now come to the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, in order to create your fortune. This fortune is that of becoming princes and princesses. This is Raj Yoga. So do you feel that you have come here to create your fortune and step by step, slowly your fortune is getting awakened, right? Slowly our fortune becomes awakened. So this is Raj Yoga. First of all, the two leaves of heaven, Radha and Krishna, are made to emerge by Shiv Baba. This picture has been created very accurately. It is a good picture to use to explain to others. You created your fortune by studying this knowledge of the Gita. The fortune that you had awakened previously has now all come to an end. You are now at the end of your many births and have become totally tamopradhan beggars. So think about the fortune that we had in heaven and then think about what we have left now. So Baba says we have become totally tamopradhan, impure beggars, where we keep asking from others. Therefore, you now have to become princes again. Radha and Krishna are the first ones to become this. Their dynasty then continues. It wouldn't be just one kingdom. When Radha and Krishna get married, they are renamed Lakshmi and Narayan. To become a prince, to become Narayan from a human being is one and the same thing. To become a prince or to become Narayan from an ordinary human is the same thing. The aim is the same. You children know that Lakshmi and Narayan were the masters of heaven. Heaven must definitely have been established at the confluence age, which is why this period of time is called the most auspicious confluence age. Establishment of the original eternal deity religion is now taking place, and then all other religions are to be destroyed. So all this establishment is happening now. That's why this confluence age is most auspicious, most elevated confluence age. So in golden age, there was only one religion, and the history and geography of that has to repeat. Heaven, which is called Paristhan, where Lakshmi and Narayan rule their kingdom, is now being created once again. At present, this world is a graveyard. Everyone has been burning away while sitting on the pyre of lust. In the golden age, you will build palaces, etc. It is not that a city of gold, that is Dwarka or Lanka, will emerge from underground. People believe, right, that the golden Lanka just vanished one day suddenly, or it got just submerged under water. So Baba says it's not that it will just emerge from the water, just like that. A city of gold may emerge, but Lanka can't. The kingdom of Ram, that is God, is also called the golden age. So the city of gold will emerge, but Lanka, which is Ravan's kingdom, which is of fake gold, not real gold, but just shining gold, which attracts everyone, that will not emerge. So golden Lanka will not emerge in golden age. So Baba says that in golden age, it is the land of truth. It is the land of pure gold. That means only purity can remain. Only truth can prevail in golden age. So the kingdom of Ram, that is God, is also called golden age. All the real gold has been looted from Bharat. You explain to others how wealthy Bharat used to be. It is now poverty stricken. The words poverty stricken are not so bad. You can explain that there is only one religion in the golden age. There can't be any other religions there. Many ask how this is possible and whether only deities live there. There are many different opinions. Many times, other religions, people will be like, oh, so only deities are there, so only Hindus are there. Huh? What about other religions? How come they are not in golden age? In Christianity, there is heaven. So Adam and Eve lived in heaven. So there are Christians who lived there, right? So people will have all these different opinions. So Baba says it is such a wonder how no two people's opinions would be the same. How many actors are there? So the number of people, that many number of opinions, right? So the number of religions, that many number of opinions. So Baba says, heaven is now being created. By remembering that you are now becoming residents of heaven, you will remain constantly cheerful. So Baba is saying that don't get into any arguments of proving that there's only the deities in heaven, because Baba is explaining deities are not just Hindus, right? There is no Hinduism in heaven. There is no Hindu, Christian, all these religions are not in heaven. Baba says there's only one religion, which is religion of peace, religion of purity. That's the religion of heaven. So there are no Hindus and all of that. The deities were worshipped later from Copper Age onwards. They were worshipped for their virtues, for the divinity that they had, the purity that they had. That's why the deities are worshipped, because devotees feel that the deities can fulfill all their desires because they themselves are so full. That's why the deities are worshipped. And because the other religions emerged in other parts of the world, so the deities were worshipped in Bharat, and then they became part of the Hindus. But deities are not just Hindus, it's the soul, it's the quality of the soul. It's not just for Hindus, or and the deities don't belong to Hindus. So you children should have a lot of happiness. You have a very elevated aim and objective. You are becoming deities, residents of heaven from ordinary human beings. Only you Brahmins know that heaven is now being established. You should remember all of these things, but Maya repeatedly makes you forget them. It is not in your fortune. If it is not in your fortune, you won't reform yourselves. Some are unable to remove their habit of half of this cycle of telling lies. Some children tell lies, and Baba says it's difficult for them to remove this habit. They consider falsehood to be a treasure and keep it with themselves and do not let go of it. So it is understood that such is their fortune. One is telling lies, one is lying, speaking things that are not true. But also the biggest lie is that we are this body. We are not this body. We are all souls, right? So the biggest lie is considering the self to be the body, considering the self to be this name. They consider falsehood to be a treasure and keep it with themselves and don't let go of it. So it is understood that such is their fortune. They don't even remember the Father. Only when you remove all of your attachment will you be able to remember Him. Then you will have disinterest in the whole world. Even though you see your friends and relatives, it will be as though you don't see them. You know that all of them are living in the graveyard of hell. So what will happen is, Baba is saying that when we start making effort to become soul conscious, to start living from our truth, which is that I am a soul. I'm not this body. Then all the bodily relationships, all the relatives, friends, I'll be able to detach myself from all of that. I'll have disinterest in this old world. So you know that all of them are living in the graveyard of hell. This all has to be destroyed. We now have to return home, and this is why we remember the land of happiness and the land of peace. Yesterday we lived and ruled in heaven. We then lost that kingdom and are now reclaiming it. You children understand how much you have been bowing your heads and wasting your money on the path of devotion. People continue to cry out, but they receive nothing. So in devotion, they are crying out, they are performing so many rituals, so much. But Baba says they don't receive anything from all of that. Souls call out to Baba to come and take them to land of happiness. It is when they experience sorrow at the end that they remember the Father. You can see that this old world is now to be destroyed. We are now receiving all of this knowledge in this, our last birth. You must imbibe this knowledge fully. Earthquakes, etc., happen suddenly. So many people died at the time of partition from Pakistan. You children now know everything from the beginning to the present, and you will also come to know everything that is still to come. So Baba has awakened our intellect so that we know everything from past, present, and future. So we know what was in the past, what is happening in the present, and what is coming in the future. So Baba says that as time progresses, you will know what is to come. There would not have been just the one temple of gold built to Somnath. There would also have been many temples, etc., of gold built to others, and also palaces of gold. What happened to them? Where did they all vanish to? Were they all buried below the ground when earthquakes happened? Will they not emerge again? Will they just decay underground? What happens? As you progress, you will come to know what happens. It is written that the city of gold went down below. So what happened? There were many earthquakes and all, and they all got either just submerged or looted. You now say that according to the drama, it went below and will emerge again as the cycle turns. That will have to be built again. You should have great happiness whilst turning the cycle around in your mind. Keep this picture in your pocket. This badge is very serviceable, but none of you do so much service with it. You children can do a lot of service on trains, but none of you writes off your service news telling Baba how much service you do on trains. Even in the third class carriages, you can do service. Those who understood this knowledge a cycle ago, those who changed from ordinary humans into deities, are the ones who will understand it again. It has been remembered that humans were changed into deities. It is not said that human beings were changed into Christians or into Sikhs. No, you became deities from ordinary human beings. So that is what God does, changing human beings into deities. This means that the original eternal deity religion was established. Those of all the other religions went to their own sections and rested there. It is shown in the picture of the tree when each religion was established. The deities became Hindus, and then some were converted from Hindus into other religions. Many left their elevated dharma and karma, that is their religion and their activity, and went into other religions. They will emerge and understand a little at the end and then become subjects. Not everyone will go into the deity religion. They will all go and stay in their own sections. All of these things are in your intellects, what people in the world continue to do. They make so many arrangements for food. They set up huge machines, but nothing happens. The world had to become Tamopradhan, and you had to come down the ladder. Whatever's predestined in the drama continues to happen. The new world has to be established. Scientists are at present learning everything. In a few years' time, they will be very clever. They will create many good things there. This science will give you a lot of happiness there. So, this science, which is evolving now, will give a lot of happiness in golden age. Here, there is little happiness but plenty of sorrow. How many years has it been since scientists developed these things? Previously, there was no electricity or gas, etc. Just look what has happened now. Everything there will be ready made. Everything will be built very quickly. Here too, just look how quickly buildings are constructed. Everything is ready. They build so many floors. It will not be like this there. There, everyone has plenty of land. So there won't be tall buildings in Golden Age. There are huge palaces, huge, but not tall. There's no tax, etc. Do you think there'll be property tax in Golden Age? No property tax, right? There's plenty of wealth and also plenty of land. There are many rivers, but there are no canals. They are dug later. You children should have so much happiness inside you. You have received a double engine. When a train has to go up a hill, it is given a double engine. You children also give your fingers of cooperation. There are so few of you. You know that you are praised as being God's helpers. You are doing service according to Srimad. Baba has also come here to serve you. He establishes the one religion and destroys all of the many other religions. As you progress a little, you will see many upheavals. Even now, there's a great deal of fear that a war will begin and that bombs will be released. Well, we know that, right? The world is just standing at the brink of this World War III. Everyone is just ready. So there will be many little sparks beforehand. They will continue to fight with one another. You children know that this old world has to be destroyed and that we will then return to our home. The cycle of our 84 births is now coming to an end. We will all return home together. There are very few of you who stay in remembrance. According to the drama, there are both kinds of students. One are active ones and lazy ones. Active students pass with good marks, whereas lazy ones continue to quarrel throughout the day. What do lazy students do? What do lazy students do? They continue to make excuses, right? All day. They don't even remember the father. They remember their friends and relatives throughout the day. You have to forget everything here. I'm a soul, and this tail, this body, dangles between me. When we reach our karmatit stage, we will discard these tails. We are just concerned about reaching our karmatit stage and discarding our bodies. We have to become beautiful from ugly. Therefore, we have to make effort. Just look how much effort you have to make for an exhibition. Mahendra of Bhopal showed how much courage he has. He courageously holds so many exhibitions on his own. Baba's also mentioned about this brother in the past. He's this Mahendra Bhai of Bhopal. He would create so many exhibitions on his own. He will definitely receive the fruit of his efforts. One person showed such wonders. He benefits so many. He does so much with the help of friends and relatives. It is such a wonder. He tells his friends and relatives to use their money, etc., for this task and asks what they would do by just keeping it. He had the courage to open a center. So many people have had their fortune created. There would be so much service accomplished if 5 to 7 people like this were to emerge. There are some who are very miserly. It is understood from this that it is not in their fortune. They don't understand that their destruction is standing ahead of them and that they should do something. People won't receive anything from whatever they donate in the name of God now. God has now come in order to give you the sovereignty of heaven. Those who just donate money won't receive anything. Those who have used their bodies, minds, and wealth in a worthwhile way in this confluence age and who are still doing it are the fortunate ones. However, if this is not in their fortune, they do not understand. You know that there are those Brahmins and that you too are Brahmins. You are the Prajapita Brahma Kumars and Kumaris. There are so many of those Brahmins. They are born through wombs, whereas you are mouth-born Brahmins. So we are children of Brahma, mouth-born. And those worldly Brahmins are born through the womb. They are birth Brahmins. We are Brahmins through our actions, through our behavior. The birth of Shiv takes place at the confluence age. The Father now gives you the mantra to create heaven. Man Manabhav. Continue to remember me, and you will become pure and thereby the masters of the pure world. Print such cards in a clever way. Many people die in the world. Whenever someone dies, you can distribute these cards there. This old world has to be destroyed when the Father comes. Then the gates to heaven will open. There's the mantra Manmanabhav for anyone who wants to go to the land of happiness. You should all have such interesting cards. You can distribute them at cremation grounds. Also blessing cards or some small cards which explains who God is or the soul's journey or something. You children should be keen to do service. There are many ways to do service. Write this down very clearly. Your aim and objective is very clear, but you do need ways to explain to others. So today's Murli is all about service. And Baba is giving us different methods how we can do service through the badge, right? Serve through printing cards, serve by your body, mind, and wealth, use the money, have courage to open centers, right? So there are different ways Baba is asking us to do seva. Acha, to you, sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to you, spiritual children. And the spiritual children say Namaste to the
Namaste to the
spiritual
spiritual father.
father. Essence for Dharana. In order to attain your karmatit stage, forget your tail. That is the form of your body. Do not remember any of your friends or relatives. Just make effort to remember the one Father. So how can we not remember any of the friends and relatives? Baba said, by remembering, by practicing soul consciousness. That I am a soul, not this body. So I'm forgetting this body. I'm forgetting this tail Baba is calling. Because wherever the soul, now that the soul is in the body just follows, right? Everything. And sometimes the body dictates what the soul has to do. So that's why Baba is saying, forget this body, take charge of this body, and become masters, become the king. So become God's helpers according to Srimad and use your body, mind, and wealth in a worthwhile way, and thus create an elevated fortune for yourself. Today's blessing. May you finish any pull from situations. May you finish any pull from situations in the form of some suffering of karma and become a complete destroyer of attachment. May you finish any pull from situations in the form of some suffering of karma and become a complete destroyer of attachment. Even now, circumstances created by matter still pull your stage to themselves to some extent. The greatest pull is some karmic account of your body and the situations that come in the form of the suffering of your remaining karma. This pulls you. When this pull finishes, you will be said to be a complete destroyer of attachment. No situation of your body or the physical world will be able to shake your stage. This is the stage of perfection. When you reach such a stage, you will then easily be able to stabilize in your form of a master almighty authority in a second. So what Baba is saying? That even now there are circumstances that situations happen either through the body or sometimes through money or some kind of karmic account settlement that happens. And when that settlement happens, it just pulls us into that vortex of settlement. So there is that pull. And then what happens when there is pull? Our stage becomes shaken. So Baba says that when this pull finishes, you will be said to become complete destroyer of attachment. Why is it pulling? Because there is some kind of attachment. That's why it's still pulling. So Baba says that the stage of perfection where there will be no pull from any of the karmic account settlement, whether it is through relationships, through body, through mind, through money. So Baba says, when my stage will be unshakable through all the karmic account settlement is when I will reach the stage of perfection. So becoming a master almighty authority means to become unshakable, to look at everything, but remain unshakable, not be influenced, not be affected by the karmic account settlements. Today's slogan: the vow of purity is the vow of the most elevated true Narayan. Supersensuous joy is merged in this. The vow of purity is the vow of the most elevated true Narayan. Supersensuous joy is merged in this. The vow of purity, Baba says, is the vow that is actually making us into this elevated true Narayan, Satya Narayan. And what is merged is the supersensuous joy. Because purity, when people indulge in any kind of impurity, they are trying to get some joy out of it. So that means that when they are using any kind of these sensual pleasures for joy, for experiencing joy, so that is impurity. So Baba is saying that becoming pure liberates us from all these supersensuous, from these sensual pleasures and gives us the experience of supersensuous joy. Another point for giving Sakash. Serving with your mind is doing unlimited service. To the extent that you become a sample by serving with your mind and words, so others will automatically be attracted on seeing the sample. While carrying out any physical activities, do the service with your mind of spreading vibrations. For instance, a businessman would look after his business even in his dreams. Your work of benefiting the world is also like that. This is your occupation. Remain constantly busy doing this service by keeping this occupation in your awareness. If you ever meet a businessman, he's constantly just thinking of service. No? So Baba is saying that in the same way, he's constantly thinking about his business. So in the same way, Baba is saying that we should be constantly thinking about what is our business. Our business is to serve the world through our thoughts, through our vibrations, through our body, mind, well. So constantly creating plans of how do I do this service? How do I build this business of mine? So constantly remaining aware of what is my business, what am I supposed to do? And that's why, Baba, after coming to Baba, we all have an aim and objective. We all have a purpose. Why am I making this effort? Why am I doing this? Does my life have a purpose? There has to be a purpose. If I don't feel that I have a purpose, see, many people go through all this feeling of low, feeling of not good enough, feeling of not worthy. It's because they lack purpose in life. So Baba has given us a purpose. The purpose for ourselves, which is to become like Lakshmi Narayan, and purpose for our actions, that means to serve the world. That is our purpose. So I can never say that I don't know, I'm so lost, I don't have a name, I don't know what's my purpose. No, we know. We know our purpose. Do you know your purpose? Yes? Yeah. We all know our purpose. And what happens is, while accomplishing my purpose, there are other things also that need to be done, which is going to school, studying, right? Everything else. But remember that each of this is bringing me closer to my purpose. Everything I do is bringing me closer to my purpose. That's the kind of effort we need to make. I'm getting closer to my aim and objective. I'm getting closer to my purpose. Sure. Om Shanti. So in today's Murli, it's about courage for doing seva. It's about how to do seva, what are the different ways we can do seva, serve on the trains, serve with the badge, print cards, give blessing cards. Big seva when we just distribute blessing cards to everyone. Right? So carry blessing cards with you. You can share blessing cards with people. Right? This is a blessing for you. And if they ask questions, then you can tell them that I practice meditation and how it has benefited me. So in just very short. So there are many, many ways that we can serve. If not everybody can open a center, not everybody can, serve with the money. So Baba says there are so many other ways that we can serve. Okay. So let's remember Baba now. Stabilize yourself as Master Almighty Authority. By the soul and Master Almighty Authority. I, the soul, am separate from this body. I know that this body will be destroyed, that I, the soul, am eternal. I'm eternally pure soul. The purity in me radiates through my eyes, radiates through this body. As a master of this body, I use the sense organs as my workers, but I'm not subservient to them. I'm a master. I'm beyond sensual pleasures. I experience supersensuous joy of going to golden age, of becoming a deity from an ordinary human being, of being God's child. I remind myself of my elevated fortune, the fortune that I have received at this time, the fortune of being a godly student, the fortune of following God's directions. I remain intoxicated and remain unshakable in any situation because I am Master Almighty Authority. Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
You want to share your point? What are you going to practice? Yes, Shreya?
Om, Om Shanti. My points that I got for today is remember Baba. Don't remember anyone, but remember Baba. And remove all your attachment. And I am a soul.
Good.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Who else? Who else wants to share? Arya? Yeah.
Shanti, my practice points are remembering Baba. Always keeping in mind that I'm a soul, not a not this body. And don't remember anybody else and just remember Baba.
Yeah. And what did Baba call this body today?
Tails.
Tail. This body is like a tail. It keeps on distracting. Yes, Mir?
My point for today is remembering Baba. and always remember Baba in all costs. And everyone has a purpose in this world.
Yes.
And like example, you can't like make a center. You need to make a center. You need to be pure and so you can teach others how to be pure. It's like transferring energy you have to change another person's life. If you have good energy, you can probably choose the bad energy and convert it to good energy.
Right.
And I learned that I'm a peaceful soul.
Yes.
And
Very good points. Thank you. Kal?
Om Shanti Didi.
Shanti.
Today my points are that we have to remember Baba and we have to do seva like as much as we can. Like even if like we have like a blessing card like laying around, or like if we have, then give it. And like we have to like share the gyan, and like we have to like enlighten a soul's life through Baba.
Yes.
And we have to do that by remembering him. So remembrance is like the main part, and we have to also be like pure, and our aim and objective is to be like Lakshmi and Narayan,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to serve with our mind,
Yes.
and we have to be busy in doing this service.
Very good. Very good. Thank you for sharing your points. So enjoy your day with Baba. Keep reminding yourself, I'm Master Almighty Authority. And just keep emerging that stability that I am Master Almighty Authority. I am unshakable. No situations, nothing can shake me.
And tomorrow